Hey everybody, it's Joshua. Today's going to be a little bit of a different video, I think. Um, I want to keep it as unedited as possible, and I want to just sit down and have a quick little chat about what's been going on with me and what's been going on with this channel, because you may have noticed it's been about a year, in fact a little bit over a year, since my last post, unless another video that I'm currently working on has come out before this, which it might have. I just thought I might sit down and have a little chat and let you know what's been going on. Some of you might have thought that I have forgotten about this channel, but in fact, quite literally the opposite is true. I have wanted nothing more than to make more videos like I was for a while, for the last year, but a number of circumstances have made it such that that just has not been possible. Some of those things are good, and some of those things are hard. But I'd like to tell you about them a little bit so that you kind of have an idea of what's going on and what my future plans are. So we'll start with the good. First of all, you might notice I'm here in my studio. It's looking a little bit emptier than it once was. There's a keyboard missing. My desk is a little bit more empty than it usually is, and that's because I actually moved down to New Mexico in order to work on a farm. I wanted to get out of the city, and God opened up the opportunity for me to move south and join a completely new type of project that I really hadn't worked on before. I'd gotten close doing a little bit of ranch work back in 2020, but this was the time to make the full step and move out of my parents' house and actually get a job in a different state for a little while. So that's been exciting, but as you can imagine, it's taken up a crazy amount of my time, and as such, between that and the terrible rural internet, I just haven't been able to make videos like I once was. Something else really exciting has happened, and that is, you might have noticed the ring on my finger. I am now married. I have married my best friend Ellie, and that was really a blessing. Most of last year we spent together in a relationship, determining if we wanted to get married, and wouldn't you know, by the time the Biblical Feast of Tabernacles came around, we decided to go ahead and do it, and we had about a 2.5-month engagement, and then we were married. So it was about mid-August until October 13th is our anniversary. So as I'm filming this, tomorrow is actually our 5-month anniversary. Just crazy. Unfortunately, I have some sadder news that I would like to touch on, and that is back in, I believe it was either August or September of 2021, I got very badly sick with COVID. And it knocked me out real bad for a solid week. Terrible fever, lost my taste, had no energy. It was all I could do to have one meal a day for about a week. Well, the bad news of that is it negatively impacted my voice and my lung capacity in such a way that it has been challenging for me to sing, honestly, which has been extremely difficult, as that is something that has been monumentally important to me for the last few years. Well, I basically took a solid year break from doing almost any singing, and that seemed to help in some ways, but even today my voice is not fully back. In fact, if I talk for long enough, I start to feel strain, and I never used to have that before. And you can imagine some of the videos I've made in the past have required many takes, and I just don't have the strength or the endurance to be able to do that to the level that I did before. So honestly, that has been the biggest roadblock to me continuing with this channel. If you happen to think of me, pray that God would give me direction, and that if it's His will, He would provide healing. Also, I've thought about going to get voice lessons and potentially have a professional show me how I can maybe make my voice stronger, but of course that takes money, and I don't have a whole lot of that. I've got enough, but other things are important at the moment, especially with me being newly married. So all of that out of the way, these are some of the many reasons that I haven't been able to post on this channel. You might be wondering why I'm back in my studio if I moved to New Mexico, and the answer is I'm visiting back home for about a month, getting some projects done here, and then I'm going to be heading back to New Mexico for the upcoming farming season at the farm down south. So where does that leave us? Where does that leave this channel? Honestly, I want nothing more than to go back to the days in 2020 and 2021 where I was just cranking videos out almost every single week for months at a time. But because of my voice and the crazy busyness at the farm and everything else, I don't know if that will be possible or not. What I do know is I've made several videos. I haven't been twiddling my thumbs doing nothing for the last few years. I made several videos that honestly I just didn't quite think were good enough for YouTube, and some of them really mean a lot for me, to me, because one in particular was the last video that I made before I got COVID really bad, and that caused this whole voice situation. I've decided I usually tend to lean toward being a little bit of a perfectionist. I like to have things at a very high level before I decide to release them, but I've decided that a number of these old projects are worth release. I really would love to share them with you, and maybe I'll do some tweaking on them still, but even though they're not quite to the level I've wanted them to be, I would like to release them to share them with you, so that you're able to enjoy what I was able to produce, even in my limited time and with my limited vocal capability these days. So the happy news, I suppose, is that you can look forward to seeing occasional videos posted on this channel for the next few weeks, few months. I haven't exactly nailed down the upload schedule yet at this point, but I expect probably every few weeks to, Lord willing, put out a number of new videos until probably early to midsummer of 2023. Lord willing, of course. There's no telling what could happen, and maybe that schedule will be adjusted a little bit. But I've got some really exciting projects in the works that I hope you will watch, and that I hope you'll enjoy. And I really am excited to be bringing you some more content. So thanks for taking the time to watch this unusual, very long video. I know I usually don't speak to the camera like this, long form, but I hope it was helpful hearing a little bit of where I'm coming from and how come you haven't seen anything. And no, I haven't forgotten you guys or this channel, but if you think of me, please be in prayer. I would really appreciate it. I'm going through some interesting stuff at the moment. Thank you guys very much, and I hope you enjoyed the content that's coming your way soon. Bye-bye.